Donald Trump is a business magnate, television personality, and politician who served as the 45th President of the United States of America from January 20th, 2017 to January 20th, 2021. He was born on June 14, 1946, in Queens, New York City, and started his career working for his father's real estate business.
Trump eventually became a successful businessman and built his own real estate empire. He is known for his controversial statements and policies, and his term as president was marked by several controversies and political divisions. Donald Trump started his political career in the late 1980s when he became involved in local politics in New York City. He considered running for president in the 2000 and 2012 elections, but ultimately did not run. Trump announced his candidacy for president in 2015 and won the Republican Party's nomination in 2016. He ran against Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton and won the presidency in a surprising upset victory. Trump's presidency was marked by several controversial policies and decisions, and he lost his bid for re-election to President Joe Biden in the 2020 election. The controversy about a rigged election was centered around the 2020 U.S. presidential election, in which Donald Trump was defeated by Joe Biden. Following the election, President Trump and his campaign team made allegations of widespread voter fraud and irregularities in several states where the election results were close. These allegations were not supported by any credible evidence and were widely dismissed as baseless by election officials, courts, and independent observers. Despite the lack of evidence, President Trump and his supporters continued to make unfounded claims of voter fraud and sought to challenge the election results in courts and through other means. The Trump campaign filed several lawsuits in different states, but most were dismissed or rejected due to lack of evidence or other procedural issues.
In the aftermath of the election, President Trump's claims of a rigged election fueled political tensions and led to protests and violence at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021.
After this, many Republican officials distanced themselves from Trump's claims and congratulated Joe Biden on his victory.
Ultimately, the allegations of voter fraud were widely debunked and President Biden was inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States on January 20, 2021.
There have been reports in the news about a discovery of documents at Mar-a-Lago, which is a private club owned by Donald Trump in Palm Beach, Florida. The documents were reportedly discovered by a member of the club who was browsing one of the rooms and found them stacked in boxes and cabinets. According to reports, these documents included a mix of personal items such as family photos, as well as official White House correspondence, papers related to the Trump administration, and documents related to the National Security Council. It is unclear how these documents ended up at Mar-a-Lago, but there are concerns about the security implications of such sensitive documents being mishandled or lost. It is important to note that the contents and significance of these documents have not been fully disclosed, and this particular news story is still developing. Donald Trump's relationship with Russia has been a controversial and widely debated topic throughout his presidency. Trump and his campaign team were investigated by the special counsel Robert Mueller for allegations of collusion with Russia during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. The allegations were centered around claims that members of the Trump campaign had secretly coordinated with Russian officials to influence the election in Trump's favor. The investigation, which lasted for over 2 years, ultimately did not find sufficient evidence of collusion between Trump and Russia. However, the investigation did find that Russia interfered in the 2016 election through various means, including the use of social media, hacking of Democratic Party emails, and disseminating disinformation. Despite the findings of the investigation, accusations of Trump's alleged collusion with Russia continue to persist throughout his presidency. Trump himself has repeatedly denied any collusion with Russia or any inappropriate ties with Russia. Trump's administration took several actions regarding the U.S.-Russia relations during his presidency, including imposing sanctions on Russia, increasing funding for NATO, and engaging in arms control talks. Overall, Trump's relationship with Russia has been the subject of much speculation and controversy and continues to be a contentious topic in the United States political landscape.
Donald Trump served as the 45th President of the United States of America from January 20th, 2017 to January 20th, 2021.
His presidency was marked by several controversies, political divisions, and policy changes. During his presidency, he implemented several policies such as tax reform, changing immigration policies, and reducing regulations on businesses. He also withdrew from a number of international agreements such as the Paris Agreement on climate change and the Iran nuclear deal. His administration also faced several high-profile investigations, including the investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Trump's presidency was also marked by several high-profile controversies, including allegations of sexual misconduct, criticism of his social media presence, and his handling of the COVID-19 pandemic. In his 2020 bid for re-election, he lost to Joe Biden, marking the first time in 28 years that a sitting president failed to secure a second term in office. The Apprentice is a reality television show that Donald Trump hosted and executive produced, in which contestants competed to win a job within the Trump Organization. The show premiered in 2004 and ran for 15 seasons, with the last season airing in 2015. After Donald Trump's election as president, he retained his executive producer credit on The Apprentice for a brief period of time, but later resigned from his role due to potential conflicts of interest between his business dealings and the presidency. In 2017, after Trump became president, a new version of The Apprentice called The New Celebrity Apprentice was launched with Arnold Schwarzenegger replacing Trump as host. However, the show did not receive the same level of viewer interest as the original version, and it was canceled after just one season. In summary, The Apprentice franchise has not continued since 2017. Donald Trump University was a for-profit education company that offered real estate courses and mentorship programs from 2005 to 2010. The university was not accredited and was not actually a university, as it did not offer degrees. In 2010, the New York State Education Department ordered the company to cease using the term university to avoid misleading students. In 2013, New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman filed a lawsuit against the company, accusing it of engaging in fraudulent and deceptive business practices. In a settlement reached in 2016, the Trump University agreed to pay $25 million to settle the lawsuits against it, without admitting any wrongdoing. However, President Trump has consistently maintained that the lawsuits against Trump University were politically motivated and that the program was a legitimate and beneficial educational opportunity for its students. Donald Trump comes from a large family and has several children and grandchildren. His parents were Fred Trump, a prominent New York City real estate developer, and Mary Ann McLeod Trump, who immigrated to the United States from Scotland. Donald Trump has been married 3 times and has 5 children: Donald Trump Jr., Ivanka Trump, Eric Trump, Tiffany Trump, and Barron Trump. His children have been involved in various aspects of his business empire and have played roles in his political career. Donald Trump Jr. is an executive vice president of the Trump Organization and has been an active supporter of his father's political activities. Ivanka Trump also worked for the Trump Organization before serving as a senior advisor to President Trump in the White House. Eric Trump is also an executive vice president of the Trump Organization and has been involved in various philanthropic activities. Tiffany Trump is a law school graduate and has been active in her father's political campaigns. Lastly, Barron Trump is the youngest of Trump's children who attended school in the White House and is currently still a student. In addition to his children, Donald Trump also has several grandchildren. His eldest son, Donald Trump Jr., has 5 children, while Ivanka Trump has 3 children.